Denver's agencies owe it to the people to be there for them, even if the worst case scenario should happen.
For every day after an emergency that Denver isn't fully operational, the city could lose millions of taxpayer dollars.
Just as households have a plan in the event of an emergency, city agencies also have plans. Those plans are known as the continuity of operations plans.
Continuity of operations is an important function to assure that essential services are continued to be provided to the citizens in the event of some kind of a disaster, a flood, a fire, a tornado. It does not include fire, police, emergency medical services, or the airport. What it does include is what we would call essential operations to keep government running so it can provide services to the citizens, without any disruption. Some of the floods that hit Houston, they didn't hit the whole city, they hit parts of the city. But it's important for those city agencies to know exactly what they need to do in the event of the emergency. If a building is taken down, where do we go to continue to provide service? In the event that the disaster strikes, everybody knows what to do, where to go, who to call, how to continue to provide services to the elderly, how do we provide food service to the needy, how do we provide housing service to those who may not have housing. Food stamps for the needy families. What happens to the court? I mean, it really runs the gamut of those essential city services.
It encompasses every single agency within the city and county of Denver. So think about all the different agencies that are within the city and county of Denver. HR, technology services, lights. When there's a snowstorm, lights have to be working. If lights are not working, then people will have a hard time getting through the city.
If we faced an extreme weather event, pandemic, terrorist attack, we need to know that Denver could bounce back.
Well, we found that many of the continuity of operation plans were out of date. There were the names of people that no longer work for the city and county of Denver. There were phone numbers to call that were no longer operating phone numbers. So they were just plain dated. As we conducted the audit, the Office of Emergency Management, they could see that their continuity of operation plans were dated. They were updating them. I mean, and I think that's great. I think that's the way audits should work, is that we identify a risk, they jump right on it and do what they can to mitigate the risk as soon as possible. By the time we brought that audit to the Independent Audit Committee, most of the recommendations had been resolved and mitigated. This would be the poster child for how audits should operate. 90+% of the agencies are very responsive, but this one was unique in the way that they had everything taken care of almost before the audit was finished. We will follow up. I thought the response was terrific. Well, thank you for watching this episode of Ask the Auditor. And if you have a question that you'd like to ask the auditor, send it to auditor@denvergov.org, and maybe your question will be the next question on Ask the Auditor.